Okay, without wasting any time, right now, if you type Dalai Lama, if you type Dalai Lama on YouTube in the United States, a lot of the first YouTube search that we find is apologies, accusations, some good ones, but many, as you can see, kind of YouTube influencers have these kind of a title about Dalai Lama and doubting about. So, oh, I happen to be live right there. So, so my question to back to you is why is this media hype sensation accusing Dalai Lama pedophile accusation case sound so swept? Why is no one showing the full picture? So I'm gonna do the justice today, and I hope those who wish to really know the truth, getting the full picture, would support me, subscribe, share, and I'm doing it voluntarily so that more people can really reach to the real things that's happening and why this is happening. And for many decades, those who have paid attention between the issues of Tibet, China, India, America, we know there's this huge, massive force called the communist propaganda, ministry with the hundreds of, with the thousands of internet troopers called the 50 cents, and there are many names, Dragon Force, so and so. Their main job is to spread misleading informations. But first, let's check, and my title is Sensation, Media Hype versus Truth. So, what happened? When did it happen? And let's go to the event happened on February 28, 2023. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, as you know, is a spiritual teacher. He's one of the most major religion, one of the most ancient religion in the world, Buddhism, which at the heart of it promotes uh, loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, mastery of your body, mind, so therefore serving bodhicitta, which is serving for the well-being of all of the all of the facet of the Buddhist philosophies, that which really helps the whole world. And the leader, the most respected spiritual teacher, the humble man who's been serving for the well-being of entire creature, we could say, entire human beings and entire dimensions of the world for this many decades, promotion of uh, loving kindness, promotion of nonviolence and compassion, preservation of the culture of compassion of Tibet, promotion of interfaith dialogues, environmental activism, and, and promotion of education. Uh, the contribution of His Holiness the Dalai Lama on the human world is huge. But why, right now, with these short videos, hyping, accusing His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and what really happened? So on February 28, 2023, the incident happened at Dharamsala, Himachal Pradesh, India, northern part, at the residence, at the temple, which is Tuglakhang, the main temple. This is where all of the devotees, visitors, tourists all come. And then His Holiness the Dalai Lama gave a lecture to the M3M Foundation at Sulakang, at the main temple adjacent to his residence. So here's a picture, and this article came out on that day, writing about. So this is what happened on that day. The M M3M Foundation. M3M Foundation is a is an academic foundation for children. And here the foundation 2009 is a prestigious M3M India Group foundation is working towards bringing equitable development to help attaining brighter India. Okay, many things to do. So this happened, as we can see, on 28th February 2023. And why? One of the first questions is, in the last 2 days, suddenly these media hypes. So that this media hype and false accusation, not sharing the full picture, just showing a kiss and he's on his with his broken English spoken something in English that was so shown to try to equate that to sexual and equate that to abuse was absolute the farthest from truth misleading information that's been circulating all over. So I hope you will share. And so on this day, he gave talks, and then the students, this is an event that happened in public, and the students who are graduating are right there to receive the blessing and the talk, and the teachers were also giving uh, event. And then after the event, I mean, there was a lot of conversations that was talked about. His Dalai gave a uh, speech. He always talks about the 7-8 billion human beings must be as a human family. That as a child, as we born from the mother and from loving kindness, we never differentiate between haves and have not, between race and colors and religion. What actually matter is loving kindness. He always teaches the same uh, concept in different occasions. And then at last the event gathered with all of the happy students, so happy and profoundly meeting the spiritual teacher. And as you can see, the child, the lucky child, I wish that was my son. I wish, and many Tibetans all around the world always say, Sunam Chimbo, you are so lucky. If this was my child to meet the holy spiritual teacher, the reincarnation of Avalokiteshvara, the living Buddha, the Buddha that wrote the Four Noble Truth and spoke the Four Noble Truth and changed India 2,500 years ago, the reincarnation in flesh and bone in our time, to have meet him, that's a profound, no million or billion or trillions, no amount of gold or glitters can change this. So many Tibetans and many devotees would be like a blessing come true to have that kiss being kissed and hugged and loved by the holiness in front of the camera at an event. So now, wow, what is mind boggling shocking is that they would take such a short clip and completely twist the story and make it seem like as if it's a sexual you know, and equate that to. And also, since when this media hype was already hyped, and we know who, the communist China have been preparing misinformation and targeting. They have they have hacked hundreds of companies in the past since 20 way back, and those researchers have many reports. They have intellectual theft, uh, uh, misinformation of and propaganda. As you know, propaganda is a biased information that is not true, but being truth that distorted. So here we go. On that event, so the members of the audience posting for group photo with His Holiness Dalai Lama at the end of the program. It was a program, public, happening at the Tsuklakang, at the temple in and at the Tsuklakang in Dharamsala, northern part of India. Courtyard of the main Tibetan temple in Dharamsala, HP, India, on February 28th, 2023 photo. Now, in the last 2 days, all of these media hypes, again, the first question that I said is, why is this hype? Like somebody says, Dalai Lama apologizes for elite suck my tongue command. Absolute nonsense. And so now let's watch the full video of what really happened before I go into even more details. So I will try to make this short because I made another video longer. And please go into my channel, subscribe, share, so that more people will get to know the truth. So let's watch the event that has happened on the 28th February 2023. His Holiness Dalai Lama addressing to the M3M Foundation. Okay. There you go. Let's go. Can I help you? His Holiness asked, what is he saying? translator, can the boy, the student is asking, "Is it okay to come hug you?" And then the second translator said, "Can I hug you?" So the student, the boy, at that occasion, on that day, requested, suddenly in the middle of a speech, while talking about the interrelate religious harmony, the universal responsibility. As many of you know, His Holiness the Dalai Lama have written extensive books on various issues that deals with ethics, art of happiness, beyond religion, ethics for the whole world, book of joy, a spiritual journey, heart of compassion, the universe within a single atom, and appeal to the world, the way to peace in a time of division, the path to enlightenment. All of those books and hundreds of books that are translated into 50. And none of this was talked in the videos, but only cut clips, hype, emotional hypes and sensations to mislead the public opinions about Dalai Lama, which is far from true. So now you know it happened on February 28th, and it was an event of graduation. The students were giving a because of the foundation's request, His Holiness the Dalai Lama gave a public speech on talk and guiding the student, congratulating the graduation students, and that was a big event for the students publicly happening at the temple in northern part of India. So now in the middle of the conversation, the young students, boy, happened to be the son of the principal or mm, son of those son and the mother was really happy, you can see. So he requested, and then His Holiness Dalai Lama was translated because remember, His Holiness Dalai Lama is almost 88-year-old grandpa. This is an 88-year-old spiritual teacher, the symbol of the world peace, who also received the International Prize of Peace in 1989 and numerous other international or prizes, and his contribution to the world is unmatched by any human being in the world. And now this kind of a controversy is a manufactured lie. And we know the corporation, the communist, uh, fascist, authoritarian regime has a lot of internet troopers. They have very organized power now. They have AI technologies, and they are for sure paying a lot of money to many influencers. And it was organized and globally orchestrated, globally synchronized, and to spread this kind of a lie. So now let's see. So so many 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 of the people, you know a symbol of loving kindness, a symbol of affection is that which is light, that which is not distinguishing my family or others, but actually like showing that lovingly. And it's like a grandpa, it's like a hugging your own baby, it's like showing love. And Tibetans and many traditions, not just Tibetans, many families, many people, when you have that genuine sense of love, when you have that genuine sense of affection, although you hug people, you care for, you touch your nose, you kiss your and we touch nose like that. And then in the Tibetan tradition we also do many of the you know foreheads. And so this is absolutely nonsense. All of those accusations about pedophile or some kind of a sex abuse, complete nonsense. That is why emotional hype and misleading and distortion of truth. This is exactly what's happening. So like this they never showed this. His Holiness Dalai Lama, you know, touching the hands, and so people really have to fully understand the context. And obviously, his English is not so fluent, so he's saying "sir," it sounds really bad. It sounds, but the reality is more important. Reality of the context, the boy, the students, the son whose mother is right next to and the father is right next to requested to have a hug. And so as a spiritual leader, many devotees, especially amongst Tibetans and others, to get a to get a blessing of His Holiness Dharma, a hug, a kiss, that is a profound. That is worth more than gold, worth more than millions and billions or whatever number you can give. No money can buy it. So those people who did not understand the sacredness that is associated with the spiritual devotion, that's where I think the mistranslation and connection, the bridge needs to be built. And I hope with this video we can do it. And we will watch the whole thing again. Okay. You see the gesture that we are same human brothers and sisters. And his honest Dharma is a teacher, a spiritual leader. He's the symbol of compassion and affection and love and peace in the world. This is who really he is. And that's not a fabrication. Now listen. You saw that teasing? So so now let's so the event this event obviously let me stop saying anything and then I will so let me stop like interpreting too many because much of the sensational videos that you can see is immediately negatifying immediately. And also His Holiness the Dalai Lama's office, you know, uh, writing the video clip circulating shows a recent meeting when a young boy asked His Holiness Dalai Lama that if he can give him a hug. His Holiness Dalai Lama wishes to apologize, and His Holiness Dalai Lama, you know, when he apologizes, it's not because he's admitting some kind of a guilt, and that is where many of the media is completely misleading the information and trying to guilt trip Dalai Lama and equate that to some kind of a sex abuse or Catholics, and that is called media hype and sensation, and it was planned. The reason we know it's planned is because it happened in many different countries all at the same time. Now let's watch what really happened. And here you go. So here, the Freedom House gave a report on Beijing's global media influence 2022. And I don't want to read everything because if you can check my other video, I'm trying to make this a short video. So the Chinese Communist Party and its proxies are using more sophisticated and coercive tactics to shape media narratives and suppress critical reporting. This is exactly what I mean. Media hype is opposite from critical reporting. And what I'm doing is a critical reporting because I am bringing evidence and proof of this reason why this is happening. Suppress critical reporting, mass distribution of Beijing backed content via mainstream media. So now many of the mainstream medias in India and also in America probably are slightly funded and paid for this event because defaming His Holiness Dharma, the spiritual teacher, The leader of Tibet. Tibet, 2.5 million square kilometers, is bigger than one fourth of the entire geographic map of China, which illegally being annexed in 1950s. The 17-point agreement that was signed was coerced, forced, and the Tibetan society, being a spiritual centered society, always opted for communication, dialogue, and trying to negotiate with China. And what have China done in Tibet? Killing one fifth of the population, destroying temples, mining and taking all the gold in the phone, and restricting freedom of speech. Even the picture of Dalai Lama in Tibet can land you in jail today. That's far from lacking freedom of speech. So here it says the Chinese Communist Party's its proxies are using most sophisticated and coercive tactics to shape media narratives, and suppress critical reporting, mass distribution of Beijing backed content via mainstream media, harassment, limitation of outlet, and publish news and opinions disfavored by the Communist China government, and use of cyberbullying, fake social media account. And one thing you can see is fake social media account giving all kind of a criticism about Dalai Lama, how that Tibet was served on, how evil Dalai Lama was, completely far from truth. So that's why you need to develop the wisdom to differentiate between what is sacred and what is profane, between what is true and what is false. And here, and fake social media account all over criticizing Dalai Lama and criticizing any kind of a things, targeted disinformation. This is what happened. Targeted disinformation campaigns are among the tactics that have been employed more widely since 2019. Now, let me show you another one. And here, this is Digital Threat Analysis Center. And here, they have reported the development of CCP's tactic all over the world. It is happening in more than 30, happening in 30 countries, 16 different languages. Uh, yeah, 38 languages in more than, so let's, I just want to go to the, yeah, so here it says covered activities attributed to aligned with the CCP include several influence operations targeting audiences outside China. S- Spamouflage. Now that's not more than camouflage. That's more than camouflage. It's spamouflage in the internet age. As other actors, a prolific actor deploying inauthentic social media accounts since 2019 has spread disinformation about pro-democracy protests, Hong Kong, origin of COVID-19, ongoing human rights abuse in China, and of course Tibet and Xinjiang province, and so many, and it goes on and on. I would like to ask you to go to my other video to see the wrong. While both overt, overt is directly from the the communist mouth channel mouth, and then the covered, that's hidden. What's happening today? He's known as Dalamas being accused and abused of like these pitiful accusation. All of those titles are manufactured, fake, and some of the YouTubers might have just been fallen into the news thinking that's real. When you see the reality is far from the truth. His Honest Dilemma did not do nothing wrong on this. The cultural difference of the context and things, if you put it in place, it was an affection. It's like a grandpa hugging his son. And that's the maximum you could put it. And far from all the accusations that's happening. And falling into your negativity does not justify accusing someone else. So here, while both overt and covert propaganda tactics have long been used by China, Beijing has increasingly turned to something between the two to tell China's story. And now this is not only telling story of China, but it's also attacking news and people and spiritual teachers or activists or democratically, open media societies. And they have reported also targeting on journalists. So, so please, I hope this video would bring a wake up call for many people and start realizing the intelligence committee in the United States and around many different developed countries have always, has now for a long time, asking for more people to wake up of the truth. And so let me finish with the propaganda department. Here you go. This is the most important. Shen Haixiong, Vice Minister of the CCP Central Propaganda Department, stated in August 2021 that eye-catching, here you go, eye-catching, exciting, and irresistible, invisible propaganda. Let me read again. Eye-catching, exciting, and irresistible, invisible propaganda should be spread. Now that's the communist tactic to spread, you know, it doesn't matter what's the truth. They can manufacture the truth, and that is what's happening. Should be spread. Eye-catching, exciting, irresistible, invisible propaganda should be spread. He said that this should be accomplished, at least in part, through the use of multilingual internet celebrity studios able to vividly tell the story of CCP, the story of CCP's propaganda. And that is what is really happening. And so with this, with this, I hope more people will fully get what what was really happening. And so, and then I will go next on the Google. Google removed 31,000 Chinese YouTuber channels from coordinated influence operations in the last 7 months. Next, another report here is also the Google removes another 6,000 YouTube channels linked to Chinese influence operations. And I could go on and on and on. Uh, I guess we should, you know, listen to this. This is one of the most important hearing. House China Committee holds hearing on Chinese Communist Party's threat to America. This happened just, less than a month ago on February 28th. And they're also talking about the cyber danger. And I will just show this last one. And I hope this will be eye opening for many of the YouTubers and hype makers. I hope you will spread this news so that So again, my main point today to to say is all of this media hype is targeted to defame and misuse information to distort reality, and that is the most important thing that many of you who's been spreading this, Dalai Lama apology and without fully knowing the picture. I hope now you really get the full picture. At the closing, I will I will without me speaking much, I will I will try to I'll try to put this one more time. Okay, so here you go. Now please investigate. Oh, I forgot the sound. Okay. Can I help you? He's on his ask. What did he say? Translator and say, the student is asking, can he help you? Then he said it twice. And the second person just said, student is wishing to help you. And then all the students, here go the grandpa. So a kiss, gesture of affection. And Tibetans many times touch forehead. That's a sharing prayer, wishing you well, sharing blessing. That is really that kind of an English translation, but by no means means anything. That's what the media hype took one words and they cut the context. And look at the boy and look at the parents, how joyful they are, same human brothers and sisters. That is what a spiritual teacher always teaches to wake up all of us, to realize that all of us are equal. So the media hype did not show this. Create peace and happiness. Do not follow those human beings who kill and hurt others. You should not follow those bad people. And then after that, he even teases. He's always likes to tease, and they laugh. So now this little event has caught global attention because it was manufactured from a targeted uh, campaign, and we know exactly where. We know exactly, those who have been watching for many years. And sadly, many youngsters and new YouTubers in the instantaneous culture now trying to accuse someone, like especially a spiritual teacher, especially a living Buddha, a living Jesus who's not only just on a cross, but who's with us. So if Jesus is alive, if Buddha is alive, if Muhammad Ali is alive, if Mashiach is right here, it will be in the form of Dalai Lama, who is a genuine spiritual teacher, who really all of the books from ethics to the millennium to spiritual journey to path to enlightenment is here to wake all of the human beings to rise above our limitations and hopefully to create so that the human conditions that our entire universe, that our humanity get closer to a condition where our societies become free from war, free from weapons, free from fear, free from prisons and prisoners, where also we become free from capitalistic, materialistic competition with each other, but we become more harmonious. We fully realize that all of the brothers and sisters from all different cultures and race are here to love and care for each other, that our utmost, most key soulful spiritual responsibility is to care and love each other. And he is doing that despite of the oppression from the communist regime, despite of accusations. And this is a reverable, venerable, true leader that we all need to really study more. And I hope this video will dispel some confusions. And lastly, I would like to say in Tibetan, not in Tibetan, I would say kind of a like translation of a Tibetan proverb, which says, "Jimpa kazuyune nyime wisi kyardu shelgiri." So it's no matter how cloudy the day and how much confusion there is with all this misinformation, the sun will shine again. The sunlight may be clouded today, but it will shine again. I hope today's this short video, this short attempt that I'm doing from my place home voluntarily will shed a bright light, just like my you know bright awakening my channel. So please share with people so that more people will know the truth. And if you have any question, write it and I will try to answer whoever I can, whenever I can. And subscribe and share for YouTube algorithm. And thank you, thank you, thank you.